As you can tell by the intro of the video, I caved in and I finally downloaded TikTok, so feel free to give me a follow. I'll have the username down in the description below. As you can also tell by the intro, today I'm going to be replacing my headlight bulb. I got a notification on my SID saying that the driver's side headlight bulb was out, so we're going to go ahead and replace it with an H7 light bulb. Now, we're going to go ahead and try to do it without having to disassemble the whole front end, but we'll see how far we get to in this video. Spoiler alert, the front end has to be disassembled anyway, so let's just get on with the video. Now, the driver's side headlight is probably the hardest one to get to since there's a lot of stuff in the way of you actually getting to the headlight bulb. So, we're going to go ahead and get started off with taking off the battery cover as well as the windshield washer nozzle. And to take that off, all you have to do is pull up on the yellow tab and it just comes right out. You just have to be a little bit more aggressive with it since it probably hasn't been taken off in a while, so just give it a nice yank and it'll come right off. Then to go ahead and give you a little bit more room, we're going to go ahead and disassemble the auxiliary fuse box. This fuse box sits in front of the battery box itself and it's just held on with one clip. All you need to do is take a flathead screwdriver, pry up the tab in the middle. I tried to get it on video but it was a little too dark to see. But all you have to do is pry on it, simultaneously push up on the fuse box itself, and it comes free. Now just push it to the side and you can see we have ample room for activities. Just a fair warning before we continue, this car is really old, and by that I mean I'm like the 6th owner at this point, so there's a lot of stuff that's missing on this car. Case in point, there's supposed to be a rubber boot that fits around the headlight housing that protects the internal components of it. That is missing on these headlights. So if your car is complete, not like mine, you're going to go ahead and want to take those off so you can get access to the headlights. To remove the bulb from the housing, all you have to do is turn it slightly and you should be able to pull it out of the housing itself. But with my Saab being as special as it is, that's not going to be the case for us. As you can see, I'm struggling pretty hard to get the light bulb out, and upon further investigation I see that there's 2 metal flaps that's holding it in place. Now this is not how it should be from the factory, and like I said, you should be able to just yank it out. So I guess we're going to go ahead and disassemble the front end, starting with the front bumper. Let's get to it. Alright, now that the front bumper is off, we can go ahead and take off the headlight itself. And to do that, go ahead and grab your favorite 10mm, and there's going to be 2 bolts that are on top of the headlight. You're going to want to undo those. After that, there's one last one that's right underneath the headlight, but it sits right above the windshield washer fluid bottle. So go ahead and undo that as well. With all the legwork complete, you should be able to slide out the headlight housing. As you can see, we definitely have a lot more room to get the headlight bulb out now. If we look closely on where the headlight sits, you can see the 2 flaps that I was talking about that are folded inwards to keep the bulb in place. After a few minutes of prying trying to get it undone, I was able to get the headlight out. And honestly, at this point, it's kind of one of those things where if it ain't broke, don't fix it, so I'll probably do the same thing again, by folding the flaps back so the headlight stays in place. Now let's carefully rip open the headlight bulb packaging, and you're going to want some gloves with this as well. I didn't have any gloves to touch the bulb itself, so I just grabbed an empty trash can bag, and honestly that's sufficient enough. So carefully go ahead and put the headlight bulb back into its socket, and basically let's reassemble the whole thing now. But before we do that, we should just double check to see if the headlight bulb works. Would you look at that, nice and bright again. Now we can go ahead and put everything back together. There's nothing special about these bulbs, these are just the standard H7 headlight bulbs that this car requires. Now that the car is pieced back together, I finally have a working car again. I hope you guys learned something new with this video, and I hope it was informative in some way. If you liked it, feel free to drop a like, subscribe if you want to, and don't forget to follow me on TikTok. I'll try my best to upload some funny videos on there. Thank you for watching.